Well, good morning. Hey, hello everybody. This is your old pal Pete Clark with Driving You Mad. It's been a while since I checked in. I've had a lot going on in my life. Couple of personal losses. Um, may they both rest in peace. I took it hard. I'm back. Not sure if that's all worth talking about, honestly. Um, I've started a couple of other channels, and I've noticed that most everything I'm talking about is either masculinity and how to improve on that and how to progress with that and how to work on your intellect, and politics, which most of what I see from the left is an utter lack of masculinity, which drives people to massive stupidity. Women are trying to assume the roles of masculineness, but they assume wrong about how masculinity works. They think masculinity is about being violent and loud and abrasive. No, those are the sons of mothers who did not marry his father, and whose father they might not even know the name of. Most of your violent shitsticks that get into prison or you'll find on the street raising hell right now, mama raised them by themselves. So what we're seeing is not so much toxic masculinity, but the toxic lack of masculinity. Here's a story. Um, many years ago, about it's probably on 2025 now. You can still find this on the nature channels. There was an African preserve where rhinoceros were turning up dead by the watering holes. Their horns weren't taken, their hooves weren't taken, they weren't skinned. They just had a lot of bruising, and some of them had holes in them. Rhinoceros with holes in them. Big ones, big holes. No one could figure out what the hell. Why were the rhinoceros dying? What or who was killing them? And why weren't they being poached? So, about 2 or 3 months into this mystery, a wildlife photographer posted up at a watering hole, found the culprit. There were 4 adolescent bull elephants. And even a teenaged adolescent bull elephant is still a formidable creature. They were bullying the rhinoceros. They're smarter than the rhinoceros. The rhinoceros really couldn't outrun them and get away, but they were just being little asshole gang member teenaged bull elephants and killing rhinoceros because it was entertaining for them. It's the best we could figure. No one knew what to do. These 4 little bull elephants had been taken away from the preserve where they had been, hundreds of miles away in a different preserve in Africa because there were too many males there, and they wanted the females to not have to kill the young males, because sometimes they'll do that, I'm told. Or maybe I'm thinking of another critter. But the females, after a while, they kicked the males out, and there was only X amount of fodder for the elephants. So they said, look, elephants are good for the ecology. We will take these boys and put them where they have a place to eat and a place to drink and a place to poop, and they'll be fine. Until they started just killing rhinoceros. The cure, and this is the part that I'm getting at, no one knew how to stop these teenagers from being teenagers who you could not control because they were just too damn big. Until someone had the idea. They took 2 50 years old male elephants, and they transported them to the same park where the teenage boys were hanging, that preserve. And the 2 adult males put an end to that stupidness. No more killing rhinoceri. The full-sized bull elephants did a little ass kicking, did a little butt chewing, but they did what needed to get done. And the mere presence of those adult males in their environment stopped the little assholes from being little assholes. And that, my friends, is a lesson worth learning. Masculinity is not toxic. Masculinity isn't even bad. It's not vicious. It's not violent. It's not needlessly aggressive. That is the hallmark and the attribute of being domineering. Not dominant, just faking dominance in the hope that no one will realize how small you really feel inside. My point, I think you're getting it. Fathers in the homes, men in the streets. Let's put an end to this assumption that because it is female, it is therefore better. Fucking bullshit. Women, left to their own devices, can barely... they can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag with a sharp knife. Okay? Women are awesome, but they're not on earth to do all the things that men can do because they can. Demanding equality. No, they don't want equality. They want special treatment. And when left to their own devices, they screw up. I'm sure you've all seen the story of the woman who said, I'm going to make the perfect advertising company. I'm only going to hire women, top-notch professionals, so there will be a sisterhood and no more infighting. Within 2 years, she had gone bankrupt because all there was infighting, cliques, and, oh, you have to be tender with me. My boyfriend broke up with me this week, so don't expect me to do any work. I'm just going to show up and you can pay me. Or, Survivor Man, not Survivor Man, just Survivor, where they took one team of men and one team of women. The men made fire, made clothing, made shelter, kind of hung out being dudes, just, doing what it took. One guy would go fishing, another guy would make fire, another guy would make the house. It worked. The male society worked. The females, all sure that the sisterhood was going to lead them, wound up eating all of their own, their reserve real food. They got lost several times on their own fucking island because they didn't understand the concept of blazing a trail. It's where you leave little marks in a tree, say, okay, I came this way. They did none of that shit, and they got lost. It was, if it weren't for the fact that the women were, many of them in tears, and just screaming in frustration, or just, I'm going to go float today, I'm not going to worry about doing any actual work, I'm going to bit in the ocean, it would have been hilarious. But there were girls who just weren't fucking making it on their own. And these were the survivor girls. These were the women who were going to show us they could do it better than the men. Love women. Women are not here to do the things men can do. They're here to do all the things men cannot do. So, stop trying to tell me femininity is where all things should reside. Stop trying to tell me that women's values are the only values we should embrace. Stop trying to tell me that because I'm a man who is also white and not young and not a leftist stooge, that my opinion should not count. Fuck you. My opinion counts more than yours does. Because people like me, people who look like me, people who sound like me, people who act like me, adult men, make the fucking world work. If being non-white, if whiteness was such an evil thing, how come all the places where there is zero whiteness whatsoever, how come all of those countries are fucking shitholes? How come if conservative values and capitalism just were so shitty, how come all the places where leftist Democrats are in charge and have been for years, it sucks? Crime, violence, drugs, and now rioting. Woo, yay, we're the best, we riot. Fuck you. I want peace in my life. I want a working, functioning society in my life. Because of that, men like me created a working, functioning society. Thanks for your time. I think I've burnt up enough of my little phone here for today. We'll do this again later, and I'll have some answers as to how you fix those fuck-ups in your society. Be good.